in the trenches this morning. So you're just in this cycle of constantly having to figure out things to my hands, and I'm struggling with the umbrella. Share a little book chat about
to the clay. It dries up and now there's just one road to take. It's growing up over with green, so easy to drive on, but not what it seems. The poison is spilling upstream, and it's taking out every living thing. Trying, and even if you could, it wouldn't come out like it should. This stubborn kudzu just covers these words. Could you listen to somebody else? Will you only drink from the thoughts of yourself? Are you under the canopy spell? You're digging your heels and spread the disease. You're spreading the disease. Back up the drive a bit. Could you see what this is? This is a part of it all. To injury, this is a part of it.
Hello, happy Monday. It's Monday afternoon and I'm just having a little snack of some yogurt and granola. I've been deep in the trenches this morning, catching up on my classes and starting to work on my assignments. Last week I was up in Auckland for a full week of in-person classes and it was really full on. We started at like 8 in the morning until 3-ish, some days a bit later than that, and it's just like full on information and being surrounded by loads of people. So it's like information overload. It's for me like socially exhausting and like people overload because I'm an introvert, and it's like emotionally overwhelming just having to, I don't know, just be like challenged in so many ways with it being a like counseling and psychology courses that we're doing. So that was really full on. And then we came back down Friday night and just had such a good weekend, such a chill weekend to catch up and feel normal again. Saturday, I did nothing. Honestly, nothing. I just like rotted on the couch. I was watching a show, Ride or Die. I think it's an Amazon one with Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso and Octavia Spencer, and the Hannah Waddingham character is an assassin, and Octavia Spencer's character is quite like she's an MP's wife, and she's quite just an ordinary housewife who's also like helping run her husband's whole life and everything, but doesn't know that Hannah's an assassin. And then she finds out, and it's just this like adventure that they go on together. So I was really enjoying that. I had a great time watching that. I must have watched almost like the whole show. I started it while I was up in Auckland after classes in the evening, because I feel like after classes I just need to zone out and chill. So that was really good. And then yeah, so I finished that last night. Highly recommend it. I thought it was going to be really cheesy and like stupid, but I actually think it was quite clever and funny and had some really good good moments to it. So I think it's worthwhile. And then yesterday we had a very productive day. Actually, I was really pleased. I wrote this long list to get through, and we had a bit of a Sunday reset, and just like, Bruno, stop scratching. Just like cleaned the house and planned out my whole week, planned out our meals, went and got groceries, went through our budget and planned out what we're doing with our money for the month. So like everything feels organized and feeling really good. So that was good. And yeah, here we are. But for the rest of this week, I have really got to lock in and work on my assignments, because I've got quite a few coming up that are all due. And one of them's a group one, so it's like extra pressure to do my part. So yeah, busy week for me. Tuesday afternoon, and I need a bit of a break from studying. I've had a full-on day of class and working on assignments and just staring at my laptop, and I feel like I need a break now. I took a really nice lunch break actually, and dragged my beanbag outside and sat outside in the grass for like 15 minutes and read my book in the sun, and that was really everything. It was so good. I need to do that more, but in winter there's always like a bit of a chilly wind, so I'm not as keen to be outside, but it is so refreshing to just get out of the house and not be looking at screens, because otherwise I tend to spend my lunch break just scrolling on TikTok or watching YouTube videos, which, you know, like that's fine, but it kind of feels like then you never get a proper break. You don't feel very refreshed afterwards. You just have been staring at a screen the entire time. So I'm trying to do that a bit more. I think actually taking like a proper lunch break, getting off my computer or screen. But now I thought it'd be fun to do a little like baking project, and what I wanted to do was make some sourdough granola, which sounds weird. And I've not made it before, so I can't confirm or deny whether that is weird. But I'm curious about this, because the thing is, if you make sourdough, you get in this constant cycle of having discard that you just got piling up. Like this. That's what I'm currently working with, and this just piles up so quickly, and if you don't do anything about it, you just have this whole jar, and it goes to waste or whatever. So it's like you're just in the cycle of constantly having to figure out things to do with that discard. So yeah, I didn't realize that when I got into making sourdough. I thought, you know, like, oh, we're going to have these loaves and, you know, that's going to be so nice. I didn't realize there was going to be like this side project of constantly having to deal with the discard. So that's like, yeah, a weekly occurrence of like, what the heck am I going to do with this? So this week we're going to try and make some discard. There's a really great website, actually, if you do make sourdough. You've maybe come across it because it's pretty popular, I think, but it's called Little Spoon Farm, and she's got so many good recipes. I've made pancakes and crepes and crackers and pizza dough and tortillas and like all sorts of things with her recipes. Oh, and also like other baked goods like brownies and cookies and things, and they've all been really nice. So highly recommend her website. Yeah, but for this you basically need the sourdough starter, maple syrup, like cinnamon, oats, some seeds, and then cranberries stuff. So it seems like I've got everything on hand, so that should be pretty easy. And then all I have to do is like mix it together and bake it. So like that feels really manageable. So yeah, let's do that as a little break before I have to get back to planning my assignments.
Dripping off words that you say when the boat slows down. There's a break. Color in the turn of a phrase, curving a moment in space to spend something.
I just pulled it out the oven and it's been cooling for a bit, and it's got like really nice chunks, which I love. But let's give it a taste test. I love granola. I could just eat like a whole pan of this. I like all the chunks. I think that's really good. And what's nice about it is that the starter adds lots of moisture, so you don't have to add more sugar like you usually do in granola, but it kind of, I feel like you need to add some like peanut butter or almond butter or oil or something to make like a bit of fat and make it a bit more flavorful. It's pretty good. Thursday afternoon, and it's a super drizzly, rainy, gross day today. I just took Bruno out for a run around and it started pouring while we were out there. It was super unpleasant, and then I just ended up with too much stuff in my hands, and I'm struggling with the umbrella and his lead and the poop bag and the ball thrower, and it's just too much. So it's too much right now. I'm feeling like, I just feel like a hot chocolate. I think I'm going to make myself a hot chocolate. We've had a busy couple of days with meetings. We just today had another practice meeting with my group, practicing our counselling skills, which today went really well. I felt a lot better the second time around. Last week I was just so nervous that I don't think it went as well, but this time I really feel like I was able to chill and be in the moment, and I felt like I did a much better job, so that's good. But yeah, that was tiring, so it's been a full-on day, and then I've got to write more assignments this afternoon. I don't really feel like doing that, but I need to get somewhere on that, and then I've got a Pilates class, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that at the end of the day. It'll be so nice to get up and move, get out of the house, but just got to power through for the next couple of hours, so I feel like a little sweet treat will really help right now, so I'm gonna do that. Hey, it's Friday afternoon and I don't have anything crazy on today to share, so I thought I wanted to edit this video and wrap things up for the week. And I feel like this week I've just been inside at home sitting at my desk, and I'm like, this is boring. I hope that you've enjoyed watching what I've had to share. I just feel like I haven't had anything crazy interesting going on. It's just been so assignment focused, but I thought today I would just wrap things up and share a little book chat about some of the books I've been reading recently, because I've been sharing one of them through a couple of videos, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about that as well as a couple other ones. So the first one I wanted to talk about was The Mist Connection by Tia Williams, because I was reading that throughout this vlog, and I think in the previous one as well. And this one, I really liked the premise of it, which is what drew me to it. It's basically this lady is on a flight and meets this guy that she has this really great connection with, and they like hit it off, but somehow mess up and don't get each other's details, and then she goes on this bit of a rant, like a drunk rant, and sends out this email to all of her company that she's working for, and then everyone kind of in the company is like trying to help her find this guy that she had this connection with, and so yeah, that was kind of like the premise of it. And then she goes on this hunt throughout the book to try and find this guy and reconnect with him. And I thought that was such an interesting premise. I loved that. And I wish that it had leaned more into that, I guess, like more into people trying to help her find this guy and that connection. I didn't love the ending and the way that things unfolded. I don't want to give too much away or spoil it at all, so I won't share too much more than that. But there's a second guy love interest that kind of comes into the mix, and that complicates things. And so yeah, I don't know, I didn't kind of love how that was handled and the way that it all panned out, but it was a pretty good book. Just nothing like crazy or super groundbreaking or anything there. So yeah, I mean, like, I'd recommend it, but for me it wasn't like anything crazy. I think I rated it like maybe 3 stars, so really like middle of the road. But the other one I wanted to share was, I had read it on my Kindle, so I don't have it with me, but it's called Tilt, and it's this story where there's a lady who is 9 months pregnant, and she's shopping for furniture for her baby in IKEA, and then there's this massive earthquake, and that happens like right at the start, and it's a really like catastrophic, massive natural disaster that sends the city that she's in into like complete chaos. And she, throughout this book, is trying to get to her husband and where he is, but she's 9 months pregnant, and so it's this like massive struggle. And so it flashes between the current time of her trying to reconnect with her husband, and then also tells the story of how they met and their relationship and how it's developed, and her kind of life and relationship with her mum as well. And it was so beautiful the way it was written. I really enjoyed that, and then I also just was so gripped by it right from the start. It hooked me, and I was like so interested in how that was going to end. I thought it was really, really well done. So I can't remember what I rated that actually. Let me check. Oh yeah, like 4.5 stars. So yeah, I really loved that one. And then at the moment I've just started another book called Enormous Wings by Laurie Frankel. And I'm really excited to get more into that. I won't share how I'm feeling or like too much about that because it's really early days, but I think it's going to be a really good one. I'm enjoying it. It's quite funny so far. So yeah, I thought that I would just share a little bit of that, a little bit of what I've been reading, because I just love that so much, and thought I'd share that along with the TV show recommendation that I gave you earlier this week. But oh yeah, let me know if you have any book recommendations as well. If there's anything that you've read recently that you've really enjoyed, I'd love to hear that in the comments. But anyway, I will say goodbye now, and I will catch up with you next week. Bye!